What's up, guys? Welcome back. Let's get into it. I know it's late in the day, but hey, picks are the picks. We're going to get them out Monday, June 16th. Let's talk some MLB. We have a short slate. We don't have any day baseball, but I still want to get into the board. We'll talk about kind of the best bets, kind of recap a little bit of the weekend. We did take a couple days off, so I appreciate you guys all coming back. We're recharged, ready to roll. We posted a great Saturday. We'll talk about that as well. And for those of you that are new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get down into the picks, okay? So first, let's lead off with it. Yesterday, we did respect the Father's Day holiday. If you guys got to watch that final round of the U.S. Open, myself, in my personal opinion, not really my favorite kind of weekend for the U.S. Open. I think the golf course just wasn't a true test of golf. Not saying it was just too hard. You know, U.S. Opens are supposed to be the toughest task in golf, but it was a little bit where it wasn't too much of an enjoyable one to watch, okay? Just my personal opinion. So congrats to JJ Spawn. Had some money within Taro Hatton, some great juice with that one. We had 9-1 and 11-1 on that respectively. Faltered down the stretch, but hey, we had a shot, and that was a very significant play, as I didn't think that anybody would be shooting under par yesterday on the card. So, but we'll get into the best bets. Saturday was the last day for the official picks that we did give out, and we almost had it. There was a very big ninth inning in the bottom frame for the Arizona Diamondbacks. For those of you that were backing my Padres, plus 145. I think they had like a 7-3 lead and then gave up 5 runs in the ninth, the bottom frame, to lose that. So outside of that, though, we did hit our money line parlay. We did hit two or three other bets, and I think it was basically a 3-1 or a 4-1 day with a couple plus money plays. So we kind of just rode that one in the weekend. Enjoyed the hockey and the Father's Day holiday. Hopefully you guys got to eat some good food, hang out with the family, and yeah, it was a great little weekend here, and we're back up and running. Days are short before the NBA and the NHL is over, and let's get into the picks for the baseball card, because we're getting into it. All right, we're about 70 some games into the season, so this is kind of where we have to start talking about these. I break the season down into in basically segments, and as we get closer to the All-Star break, we've just seen a big trade move within Rafi Devers going out and playing for the Giants, so a little splash there. Red Sox fans, kind of hit or miss. They didn't really get much in return. They cleared some books, but let's get into the picks as you guys all came here for that. Enough of me talking, and I could talk sports forever, but one last thing, we'll look forward to kind of what the Oklahoma City Thunder are bringing to the table against the Pacers tonight. I think they kind of get it done. All right, I think they've really come back with some flash. I think they win by double digits tonight, just my personal opinion, okay? But let's get into the plays. The first game we're going to look at, this is a short slate, so mind you, is Phillies and Marlins. Now, for me, guys, this is an interesting one because we look at these two pitchers, right? Sandy Alcantara, a prior Cy Young winner, going against Mick Abel, young 23-year-old righty that has pitched fairly well this season. Now, the one thing about Alcantara is he had a nice start last time out, albeit 7-3 on the year, 7.14 ERA. The Phillies have been taking care of business, okay? They had a pretty significant streak going, and I think that in this game, it's probably one of the more fishier lines that I've ever seen for this MLB season, but it's one of those ones that we just kind of have to trust the process, and I'm going to go with the Phillies, right? Give me some humidity, give me their bats going against Alcantara. I think that possibly we got a little fool's gold, if you want my honest take, and that's kind of how I feel about this game. So I like the Phillies bats. I do see this one actually going under as well, and so I'm going to play both ways, right? Hopefully we get 2-2. This won't be a parlay. We're going to play these individually, but I'm going to be on the under. Phillies and Marlins minus 105, under 8.5. Also, we're going to take the Phillies on the money line, minus 110, okay? It's a bet on principle. It's too cheap of a number. If you really ask me, I like Mick Abel a little bit better than Alcantara, albeit Alcantara has had really good numbers and splits. as we look into kind of his recent form. But the full body of work, I think, tells the whole story, and who he was able to pitch against, I think, does a little bit as well. The Phillies bats stay hot here, albeit Bryce Harper will not be suited up. So I want to take the Phillies here and the under 8.5 as two separate individual best bets. Okay, next game, Palmquist and Irvin. We got Rockies Nationals. This game is going to be a little bit ugly. That's just my take on it. I think you see the Nats coming in almost a $2 favorite on the money line. I could see some runs. They're not playing in Coors Field. This game will be in Washington, and Colorado was able to put up 10 against Atlanta. Okay, so we all know about Truist Park, get a little humidity in the later summer months. That's going to really start taking form into our handicaps. But Washington, they've dropped 5 straight. Rockies coming off a 10-run game. Guys, I got to be honest with you, this is an ugly game, and as much as I'd love to back the Nationals at home, just not really going to do it. They dropped 3 straight against Miami. The Mets took care of business, and albeit Palmquist is a horrible pitcher, and I would give the edge to Irvin. I'm not going to lay almost $2 with a team that has essentially lost. You want to go back and really count them out. Okay, in their last 10 games, I think 10 out of their last 11 games, or they've lost 10 out of their last 12. It's a really horrible streak that they've been on. And that's just how I feel about it. So the Rockies are banged up. They're missing Tovar. This is an ugly game. I'd love to kind of take some plus money value here on the Rockies. Just not going to do it, okay? And I'm not going to lay $2 with the Nats, so this is a pass unless you want to get involved with the over, which I don't recommend as well. Next game, the Yankees and the Angels. Now, a very similar storyline here we have going on as we look in kind of the pinstripes. They have been on a little bit of a slump here offensively. Okay, they have dropped 3 straight. We look at kind of the games against Baltimore in division. They've lost 3 straight games. They are able to take care of business against the Athletics. But as the Yankees look to continue, the one thing I want to mention for them is I'm kind of calling a breakout here. And as much as I'd love to take the over 4.5 runs at -110, they just have not been able to do so, okay? And I think, though, when they do return against Soriano, facing him at home, it's going to be a different kind of game here where they go back into form. I think they will be able to play at least 5. I do like that bet quite a bit. So the Yankees team total over 4.5 is something that I would lend towards. But we're going to just trust it and back them on the run line here at +115. I like that number in terms of the juice, a little better than the -110. And they kind of go hand in hand, okay? So Clark Schmidt's been fairly impressive. 3.6 ERA, great home splits. If he does show out tonight, and the Yankees do hit that 5 team total, I think they get it done on the run line as well. So let's take that +115 for the Yankees. And I do think Judge snaps out of it a little bit, okay, and returns to his dominant form as we need him to kind of hit above 400 for that long futures bet we do have. So give me the Yankees on the run line +115. No play for me, Baltimore and Rays. Eflin going against Pepio. Would lean towards Baltimore. They're hot right now. I think that Gunnar Henderson is a very strong player in the prop department for this game. They're playing in Tampa Bay, so a little bit more chance for the long ball here. If you do play home runs, look for the Orioles to kind of get it done in that regard. But outside of that, no play for me officially, but I do like the Gunnar Henderson stats in this contest. Okay, next game, Red Sox and Mariners. We talked a little bit about the Rafael Devers move. All right, so a little bit of that soap opera has been kind of alleviated from a lot of concerns from the Bo Sox, okay? And the one thing I want to kind of talk about more so is kind of where we have the storyline here within Giolito pitching against Logan Gilbert. Now, as much as I'd love to back Seattle at home with Gilbert, 1-1 record, 2.37 ERA, I kind of think this is one where it's kind of a contrasting handicap, right? I don't like taking totals in Seattle. I don't like taking the Red Sox when Giolito's pitching. But surprisingly, as bad as he's been, he's 2-1 on the year in terms of official decisions, okay? So that does kind of lend towards the argument that I think the Red Sox may be rejuvenated. Little sneaky play here. Okay, so give me the storyline here as we look for the Red Sox +150 on the money line. That would be where I lean just in terms of value, but no official play, okay, in this contest. Next game, Houston in the Athletics. We have McCullers in action, okay? They're playing in Sacramento, and I think we see this total set at 10.5. it does kind of lend towards the conversation that we do get a total going over 10.5. You can find a flat 10 out there juiced up. That would be my lean, okay? I would lean Astros, and I would also lean the more stronger direction towards the over 10 in this game. McCullers almost a 5 ERA. Athletics don't have a pitcher named. I'm shocked they're taking action on this, but they have set this at 10.5. The Astros have not seen a game go over 10.5. In 20% of their last 10 that they did go over 10.5. And that has been very profitable to the under. But playing in Sacramento, I think this one has a very strong shot to go over the total of 10.5. I don't trust McCullers, and I don't trust whoever the Athletics will roll out. So look for some runs, but no official play. The last game on the card, and probably the one that everybody will be tuned in on, as we do have this game kind of first pitch will be kind of overlapped with the NBA Finals, but 10-10 first pitch, and that will be the first pitch for Shohei Ohtani on the season, okay, making his pitching debut, and that's exactly what we're going to target going against Dylan Cease. You know, if you want to look into the direction that the game goes over the total of 8.5, that's kind of where I would lend towards minus 122. I think they're going to be fired up. I think Ohtani being on a pitch count will play a role in this handicap, as the Dodgers will have to divert to their bullpen for the second half. Well, I should say more the vast majority of this game. And then Dylan Cease, right, 2-5 on the year, 4.28 ERA. Like the Dodgers at home, just going to be honest with you guys, okay? Very similar to what we've seen from a strategy standpoint in the postseason. Dave Roberts has done this in the past. Other managers have done this. This is not what they're intentionally doing, but it's similar to when they roll out their closer or their receiver, or the reliever, and they get off to a good start, really shutting the door in the front end of that game. They're not expecting their starter to go deep. They just get 1-2 innings of great pitching, and I think that's kind of where look at what the Dodgers did in the postseason. I think it's going to be very similar. So I do like the Dodgers straight up. Minus 150, I'll lay it. I have no problem with that, but I think that we can target Ohtani in the prop department, because I think it's a lot of juice, but it's something that I do think has a lot of value. Okay, and that's because his bullpens, his workouts, right? And you got to remember, he's being brought into the fold a little bit sooner than scheduled, right? We talked about All-Star break being kind of that point where he would come back potentially to throw. I don't think that he will get a lot of run here, okay? Personally, I think that he may get 1 inning. I know that sounds crazy, but I think he may get 1 inning of pitching, and I was kind of really hoping that they would have a earn run offering or a player out offering for Ohtani, but the odds makers are going to stay away from that. I don't blame them, but I'm kind of mad. They should be offering that just to kind of get action. But Ohtani here, as his workouts have been like 40, 50 pitches tops, we're going to just trust it here. I know this is kind of more of a fishy bet, minus 140 for the under 1.5 strikeouts. I think he may pitch to contact. He may not have his best stuff. Look at the Padres here on the road. I could see him getting 2 Ks, but in a world where he may only go 1 inning pitched, I have to take the under 1.5 Ks out of principle. So let's just hope for 1 inning of work for Ohtani. We're going to take the under 1.5 strikeouts here at minus 140. It's kind of a weird bet, right? I'm not always playing these ones, these storylines and narratives, but I do think there is some value, considering that if we get any pitcher only going 1 inning potentially, going under the strikeouts, I think does have a lot of value. So give me Shohei Ohtani going under 1.5 strikeouts at minus 140. Okay, so that'll wrap it up, guys. Appreciate it. We did kind of go on, but that's kind of what we're doing here. It's a shorter slate, so we had some time. Appreciate you all for sticking around to the end of this video. Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you have not done so by now. And a quick recap of the plays. All right, Ohtani, we're going under 1.5 Ks at minus 140. We're going to take Philly on the money line, minus 110. We're going to take the under 8.5 in that game at minus 105. And also, I'm going to play the Yankees on the run line at plus 115. All right, so appreciate you guys. Good luck with your picks. Enjoy the finals, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.